everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here today. For those of you who are new here, I'm gonna do a little introduction. I haven't done that in a while, and there are a lot of new people here, so welcome. I am Renee. I am a fiber artist. I am a wife, a mom of 5, grandma to 7.5. We've got number 8 coming in December. And yeah, all of my kids, they range in ages from 23 to almost 31, which is crazy to say out loud. But they are all adults and doing their thing. I have been doing my thing here for a long time. I took a drop spindle class about 20 years ago. Actually, it's been more than 20 years ago now. I fell in love with the art of spinning and went on a mission. At that time, we were living on a small 1-acre farm, and I went on a mission to find a small acreage fiber animal, and that's where I met my first Angora rabbit. Had no idea they existed and fell in love with them, and I have been raising them ever since. So it has been, I think next year is 20 years. I think it was 2005 when I got my first rabbits. I got 2 for Christmas one year. My husband started this whole thing, so I blame him. He got me 2 for Christmas, and we have grown, you know, up and down since then. Right now I think I have 26 out there right now, 26 or 27. So I have had upwards of 40 before, and that's a lot of work. And so I try to keep them right around 20-ish is a good amount for me to do the grooming and the handling of all of them. We also have in the past raised alpacas and Angora goats, which was also a fiber animal. They were pygmy Angora cross. And now I have my girls out in the yard, my 4 Angora goats that I got last year. And I love them too. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. Again, I started this journey drop spindling. I drop spindled for about 2 years or more before I got my first spinning wheel. My first spinning wheel was an Ashford Traveler, and I loved that. And then I have since moved into the Spinolution wheels. I am a dealer for the Spinolution wheels and absolutely love the wheels. They are amazing wheels. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. So again, welcome to everybody who's new here. And today we're going to do just a little chat. I have had several questions recently, even at the vendor event that I did last weekend. I had this, I don't know, 2 or 3 times people asked me this, different people. And so I thought I would do a video kind of addressing it, discussing it a little bit, and show you some of the things that you can make with your Angora yarn. I have a naughty kitten over here who hopefully she doesn't cause a ruckus right now. I think she's gonna be okay. She always has to be in the middle of things though. And that question is, actually one of you asked on, and I can't remember who it was, they wanted to see the shawl that I made out of Angora. This has been 12, 15 years ago that I made a shawl for my mom, or made for my dad to give to my mom. And since she has passed away, I've gotten that back. So I'm going to show you that. I do have another video, I'll link it up above, that does go through a lot of the stuff that I've made over the years, hats, fingerless mittens, and the shawl is in there also. But it talks about some more things that you can do with Angora yarn. So before we jump into that though, my last video on Monday, I talked about some books that I love, and I did put them all in my Amazon storefront. A couple of them were no longer available. One of them is $97 for a paperback book. Please do not spend $97 on that book. It is not, I mean, books are worth it, but not that much. I don't know why Amazon does that and why they spike things up. I don't know if it's an ebb and flow of when people are interested in it, they do that. But the book is not worth $97. And I did put a note on the video that I am certain you can find it used or somewhere else. But I did want to add in this book. This is another awesome book. I found it. I usually keep all of my spinning and fiber books together, and this one happened to be up here in the living room because I had been going through it recently. So this is by Ashley Martineau. She is Art Nouveau on her handles on Instagram and things like that, and she does amazing. You want to talk about art yarns? She does amazing art yarns, and this book is just great pictures and directions on how to do different things. I think there are spinning wheels you can make out of PVC pipe, which I have seen those before at shows. Those are pretty nifty. I don't know if she has any. She does have ideas of what you could do with art yarn. So there's a few patterns in here, it looks like. So this is another one of those excellent books that if you don't have it on your shelf, make sure to go get it. So back to the Angora yarn. Keep in mind, Angora yarn is one of the softest fibers that you can put your hands on. So I always encourage people to touch the yarn, touch whatever, you know, the bracelets, the things that I make out of it. And I was gonna bring in, and I did not, my earrings. I will just talk about them. I won't pause this and go get them. I actually had a reel last week because I was packing up for the show, and I kind of panned through all of my jewelry that I have. So I have Angora jewelry that I make. The reason I came up with that was to kind of fill in the gap. A lot of times when you go to shows in the summer, no one is interested in Angora hats at that time. And so I was trying to come up with a way to kind of implement an in-between, what could I do with this? And so I started making the jewelry with the Angora then. And so I have earrings and bracelets, cuff bracelets made out of Angora, and it's a great way to showcase the yarn and the fibers in that way. Super soft, super lightweight. You don't even know the earrings. Some of my earrings are pretty big, but and I don't have a pair on today. I usually try to promote them and wear them, but I didn't put any on yet today. So, but you don't know that you're wearing them because they are so light. And so that's a great way. Those are all, if any of you are interested in those, they are all on my website, which is linked down below. Not all of my colors are in there right now. So if you're looking for a specific color, I don't think any of my fall colors have been listed. I need to go into my website this week and do some work and list some stuff. But if you have seen a pair on one of my reels or something, shoot me a message and I would be glad to ship those to you and do it that way if you are interested. But I will try to get pictures and things up and get the website updated this week on the jewelry. I didn't do that last week because I wasn't sure what I was going to sell. But most of mine, a lot of mine are the natural colors, and then a lot of them are dyed yarns. So I use typically for most of those, I think were the jacquard acid dyes for that yarn. And I may actually, I may pause this to go get the earrings and stuff because I did want to show you some of the yarns how the color picks up. So let me pause this real quick and go get the stuff that I forgot, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So I have stuck, for many years I stuck with the natural fibers and didn't do a lot of dyeing, simply because I wanted to stick with that natural dye or natural color to the Angora. But then I started playing with dyes, more recently in the last 5 years or so. I have done even more, and it's lovely. Let me show you. I am working on a video right now too on dyeing Angora yarn. It does pick up dye beautifully. I have the white yarn that I'm going to be dyeing. I had lots of suggestions from you guys on colors. So I think I'm going to do a few different colors because there were so many, but I did want to show you. These are my personal earrings, and I don't have the light pink anymore, but I did want to show you what the colors come through as. I do have some of these burgundy ones. So when you dye Angora, and I think these were both white or very light gray. I've done the pink and obviously the burgundy, or this is more of it's not a burgundy, it's more of a grape, a light grape color. And then this is a half done bracelet, but I've done blues, and I don't have any of that blue or the light pink available anymore. Those have all sold. What I do have is, so let me show you, this is some of the yarns for the fall colors. and they just really pick up gorgeous colors when you do that. So I am working on that video for dyeing Angora, and we'll talk about going through how it works, and I'm doing white, so it will really truly pick up the color well. So this is one of my sets that I have. This is all 100% Angora, and this color, what I have left of these, and I think there's probably a few pairs of these left. That's all I have in this yarn. I don't have any more of the yarn left because I worked on getting these all gone last week. So that's what I did with the jewelry in order to get some of those off-season things with Angora, where people are not interested in wearing a hat that is really warm. Now, talking about that, Angora is about 7 times warmer than sheep wool, and it is slightly, I don't want to say it's waterproof, but it is water resistant to some degree. If you've watched any of my dyeing videos, if I don't soak the fiber ahead of time, which I often forget to do when I'm doing the videos, it does take a while for that water to actually saturate the fiber. So it is a bit water resistant, which makes for great hats and outerwear and things like that. So the question I got this weekend was, what's the biggest thing you've ever created with your Angora? Now, I am not a sweater maker per se. I have a sweater. I'm working on it. I've been working on it about a year. I don't know why sweaters scare me so much, because right now I'm just in the round part of the sweater. I am knitting it. I'm a much better crocheter, but I like the looks of the knit sweaters better. So I am not a huge sweater maker, and there's limit on my time of what I can do, and that is something that I don't try to put too much time into. That's more of sitting down at night and relaxing and working on things. Hopefully the dishwasher isn't too loud too. I just realized that. So I have never made a sweater, but I have made this, which is a pretty good size. I do not have this pattern anymore, and I do not remember the pattern. This is what I made for my mom. And let's see, that's the shawl. And so I don't have the pattern or what it was. I don't even remember what it was. It's been so long ago. But that is the largest thing I've ever made. And it is super warm. Like I said, it's a shawl, so you can wear it a couple different ways. I do have shawl pins that I will, hook this up with. And it's so warm and so soft. So this is the largest thing I have ever made with my Angora. But I just did, my mother-in-law is an amazing knitter, and she just worked on a project. And actually, I'm going to be listing this on my website. So this one will be up for sale. This is a joint effort between her and I. This is from my rabbits, and she took a couple different patterns and integrated pieces and parts of the pattern to make it work for the Angora. That's another thing I wanted to mention too. If you're working with Angora, you're going to want to remember that any pattern you choose, Angora is a very drapey. Oh, it's all right. She has to be in the middle of things. So Angora is a very drapey fabric when you get done. And so you're going to want to keep that in mind with anything that you make. You may want to blend a different fiber with Angora to get the, what's the word I'm looking for? It just went out of my brain. But you know what I'm talking about. The structure, I guess is the best word, to the fabric. So 100% Angora would be very drapey. If you mix something with it, you'd get more structure to do, although they do make sweaters out of Angora. I think Princess Kate wore one to her wedding or after the wedding to the reception, and it kind of did that surge of Angora. People were looking for the Angora sweaters and stuff. So it is possible to do that. Just keep in mind with your hook or needle size, the pattern you're doing, all of those things. And you don't need a real intricate pattern in order for Angora to show off, I don't think. I could have done this just in back and forth crochets or single crochets or half double crochet, whatever, and it would still be just as lovely. It doesn't need a huge pattern. So this is something that came from my rabbits. I have it on my bust here. I wanted to show you what it looked like first on a form. So this is from my rabbits. This is, I'm trying to remember how much yarn I ended up giving her. I want to say it's close to 500 yards. And this is just a knit. It does have, she did regular knit and garter stitching, which I'm not sure. I think you can see that. You can see it in the lines. That's just the pattern change on it. And then she created this bow front. So let me take it off from here. So this is the front, and essentially it just slides through. She created this little hole here for the tie to go in. So that is the project that we've been working on. And I think you can see the halo already. She was shocked because the yarn, not all of the yarn, it really depends on which rabbit you use. Keep in mind, French have more guard hairs, which give you more of that look of the halo. So this brown yarn is a lot of French, and I can tell that by, the guard hairs that are coming out. But something like this green one here isn't quite as, hopefully it's coming through, it's not as quite as halo-y. But when you start working with these fibers and using them and loving them, you will get more and more of that halo effect. So she was so surprised. She did have to rip this out a little bit to get what she wanted it to look like. And so she's like, oh, every time I take it out or work with it, it gets fluffier and fluffier, which is the beauty of Angora. Now, this is not a structure issue though. Angora does this, and if it's spun well, you're gonna get this. It's not gonna come out though. It's in there. It is in the structure of the yarn. As long as it is spun well, you won't be losing bits and pieces. I have a black shirt on and I wouldn't want it all over. So that is the piece that we've been working on. And again, I think this was right around 500, 520 yards. So that's a lot of Angora in there. So this project, it is a bridal cape is kind of what we're going for. And so it will be listed on my website here shortly, hopefully this week. And yeah, so I think I touched on everything that I wanted to talk about today. And keep in mind, if you're using Angora for any project, just keep the pattern in mind with the drape and things like that. That's the biggest thing. I talked about that a little bit when I did my art yarn video. You showcase the art yarn not by an intricate pattern, but just by showcasing the yarn in the pattern that you're working on. It doesn't have to be anything special or difficult. You can really showcase it just from the yarn. So I hope all of that was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new here and haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Just click that button down below. And if you like this video, click the thumbs up. I appreciate all of that. And if you have any questions or comments, as always, you can leave them down below in the comment box. All of my information is linked down below, listed down below in the description box. And I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I hope you're creating something. Bye.